Everybody, looky here. We have Strong Championship Wrestling. And we
Oh
have
yeah.
the Savior, Riker. Check
How's
this
it
out,
going?
folks, man. We're playing this for you right now, man. Look at this action, man. Come on, explosive, baby. I like it, I like it.
Explosive but hard hitting.
Burning hot, all right, all right. I'm digging this, man. I'm digging it. Nice teamwork, nice teamwork. I love it right there, baby.
Yeah, that's become a lot of people's favorite move.
Oh man, sweet, sweet, sweet. I love that right there. You thought he was gonna come over, you think you seen a little bit of tail off of WWE, a little action. All of a sudden he flips it up and do a DDT, man. Oh
Oh
sweetness.
yeah.
That was sick. Love it. So
Yeah,
tell
that's
us, man.
that moves.
Strong Championship Wrestling, man. October 2019. It was originally kicked off.
Yes,
Why do
sir.
people want to go to Strong and check this out?
I think a lot of the reason a lot of people and we draw in a lot of fans that want to come and check us out, including workers too, is main of the reasons of our goal is we're that second chance outreach program, and we're one of the few promotions that try to give back to the communities as much as we can, and we try to make sure that our fans are getting just as big a connection with us as they should. So we go out, we try to advertise as much as we can by handing out stuff, going and meeting the fans, and that's been one of our biggest thing is we try to have a big connection with the fans, especially during these times with COVID and everything like that. So
Right.
I
Speaking
think
of,
that's a big part of it.
yeah, COVID really put a big hit on everybody. Was this a really big hit? I know down south was open a little bit longer, some places. How big of effect was this for you?
Um, it actually it was a big hit for the original owners of Strong Championship Wrestling, and that's part of what led to them having to sell the company out and everything. For me per se as a worker, it was a big hit. Just trying to find promotions that would still run or trying to find places to train. Um, but once everything, I guess, here lately has started to open up, we found somewhere that we can run a little bit and be able to let some fans come in and enjoy the entertainment. Things seem to be picking up pretty good for
Right.
us. So, fortunately for me, I didn't get to take the worst brunt of COVID like most places for people.
We got Mr. Ben Wolf coming in. He's saying, hello, Riker. How you doing, Mr. Wolf?
How's it going, Ben?
Stab this ref coming from Mr. Roberts. Nice one, sir. Nice one. Mr. Redneck, FGS Redneck for Family Game Society. My sponsors, actually. Thank you
Oh, well,
for
that's
watching,
nice.
coming on here. So,
How's it
yep.
going, guys?
For a fact, man, y'all right now are actually being streamed live on Family Gamer Society's page, man. And all these gamers, all these
Oh,
adults are checking it out for the first time. So tell
that's
people, man,
awesome.
how do they follow? Do you stream live? What do you do?
Typically, what we do is we try to announce our shows. We have been streaming live on some of my fiance and manager Avril Nishima stuff. Some guys can catch, or some people can catch the show on her TikTok live, or there's another app called Live Me. And she actually had streamed off of Live Me at the last show, and I think it ended up being close to a little over 7,000 viewers off of that app
Nice,
uh,
nice.
while we were going. And then for the people that don't get to see it live, usually about a week or two afterwards, we try to air the show, or at least air some highlights of the show so everyone can see what happened and can kind of keep up with, their favorite guys that are coming out there and working, and keep up with the stories that we're trying to tell.
All right, so folks, so you don't misunderstand here. We're not only talking to the gentleman about Strong Championship Wrestling. This gentleman, as well, he steps into the ring. He does this thing. This right here. Tell us about it. Tell us about it.
That right there is probably was more in my heart and soul is, but she's been my big backbone and support. And that picture right there is probably 3 years ago when we first started and got into the business. And she's been very heavily supportive with me and everything from day one with it. If I want to do
Right.
it, she's right there with me. And if anyone gets in her way, I feel sorry for them, especially when they
Right.
set her
So
up.
this is a young lady that as well you can come see me in a ring and expect some huge, huge things from.
Oh
Hearing
yeah,
this is pretty awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, man, I mean, you know what I mean? Hearing this is telling me straight up, no joke. Powering off the phone real quick so it don't pop up in notifications. I've had that happen. And I actually see some gentlemen getting ready to pop in here, folks. We actually got a treat for you because we're going to be bringing in some gentlemen. And
oh
I
yeah.
don't know, man. I'm hearing, I know one gentleman in here for a fact. Me and him has a little past together. So
Oh,
we'll be bringing that gentleman in. But there's another guy I don't know much about. Before I actually bring him in, tell us about this upcoming event. If I'm right, I actually think I have it right here.
oh yeah, that's
Revolution.
it. Yes,
All
sir.
right. So,
That's it.
I mean, tell us about this. I mean, that's $10. I mean, folks, for $10, a great show. So, what's on the card?
Basically, we are going to finish up from where we started our new beginning, carrying over into a revolution. We're going to finish up our tournament that started at January 9th show at the new beginning with our semifinalists, AJ Myers, Smiley Feelgood, Tim Hunter, and unfortunately, one of the original members of the that advanced into the tournament, we had to replace him. So they will have a little mystery opponent in that as well.
Oh,
Along with we'll have Black Society defending the SCW Tag Team Championships against Perfect Storm in a rematch, and I'll be having a battle royale for the next number one contender for my current championship, the junior heavyweight, along with me facing Devin Reed that night. So we plan on having an action-packed night out there and really showing everyone the revolution of wrestling and trying to raise a standard in wrestling, especially here in this area.
oh, so it sounds like you're going to have a busy night as well.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
So if going to the people, actually I'm seeing comments. Sorry folks, I was looking at some of the other stuff we had going on here. So let's see, I use TikTok once in a while. So yeah, I'll tell you what, Redneck, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have Mr. Riker send me that information and I'll put it up so everybody can actually see and know how to get, find it direct. Mr. Odell, boo. No, I see how he is. I see how he is. Ben Wolf has an OnlyFans. He's getting you. How am I doing? Oh man, doing good, doing good. As you can see, you can probably see a little bit of breath coming off me. I mean, everybody's going through a big freeze
It's
across the country, man, and
oh
everybody's
yeah,
in
it's
our
been pretty
thoughts,
cold
man.
out there.
Yeah, it's been
It's
pretty
been
rough
pretty
on
cold.
everybody. I know from the East Coast to the West Coast almost. So let's see. Return your shirt to Foot Locker. Come on, man. Why would you be that mean? And Mr. Odell here,
Oh,
They must be having a little argument going back and forth here. I tell you what, folks, without further
what's
ado, I think I see some troublemakers. I see somebody doing this with his hand, so he's getting a little anxious.
up?
I think we're going to have to bring some trouble in and bring some mouse in here. So without further ado,
Yes,
guys,
sir.
I give you Mr. A.J. Myers.
The King of
How you
Lightning
Ladies and
and
doing,
one of the
sir?
gentlemen, that's right.
semi-finalists.
It is the
Oh,
Our
king.
semi.
It's actually pronounced the King of Lightning.
the king now. Now,
There, since he's moved to the semifinals of the SCW tournament, it's blowing up big for our king here. As
oh
you can
yeah,
see,
me and
There's-
Mr. King have a past. I actually had an opportunity to come down over to North Carolina
Yep.
as a guest manager. And this gentleman claimed the tag team championships that day. So you know what?
oh,
It was an honor. I know he's a worker. I know one hell of a guy. But I tell you
oh,
what, I think we got another gentleman in here. He's itching, man. Look, he's itching. So we're gonna have to bring him in. Hey guys, Smiley, feel good. Another one up here. AJ's
Not
already
this guy.
reacting, so
Not
we've
this
got
guy.
something
yeah,
going
AJ
on.
Are you
already
serious?
No,
more
it's good. It's
competition and
good.
another
This your
semi-finalist.
future strong championship heavyweight champion.
As you can
That's what
already
you
make it clear.
think. That's what you
AJ,
think,
AJ,
Smiley.
how
you're
does that
not
make
gonna
you
win.
feel?
What makes you think I'm not gonna win? I beat you already.
Oh,
Oh,
as you can see, there's a little bit
But
of history with these guys as well.
but yes, you did beat me, but my foot was on the rope the last time you beat me. So
little
therefore,
dispute.
idiots in the back
That is.
did not see my foot on the rope or the idiot referee. So therefore, you really didn't beat me. I have
You
evidence.
can make up all the excuses in the world, but come to 26, it's over for you.
It,
Oh,
if you make it to the finals, which I highly doubt.
That's what you
I tell
think.
you what.
That's what you
Okay.
think. The game of strike is way dangerous than you think.
I tell you what, these
Already
guys
been
are.
there. I already know what it's
Oh
like.
yeah, they're going here.
Oh yeah,
But
hyped up
I
for
don't
this.
really see. I mean, I think right now we actually have a comment here. How many Burger Kings are there? Oh, I think that is a
Oh,
stab.
I think that
Oh,
was.
oh my goodness, folks. Oh, that hurt. That hurt.
Going to you,
You
AJ.
You
don't
don't
want
want to
to
know.
know, Mr. Odell. Oh, it just keeps getting worse.
Burger
So,
King,
Mr.
though.
Feelgood,
Burger
I
King,
mean,
right?
here it is. You've got Mr. Myers in front of you. You're claiming the foot. You know, it was in the ropes and the whole deal, and that happens. We'll give you that. We're not. I won't dispute you, but you do have the past to where you had to have had your shoulders on the mat in the first place to get your foot into the ropes. So, this coming match, tell us what's going to happen.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to outmaneuver my opponents, and I will come out smarter than them because I'm Smiley Feelgood, and my opponents are idiots when it comes stepping in the ring with me.
So my question for you, Smiley, real quick, if you don't mind, knowing the fact that even though your foots were on the ropes, there's nothing that's in the back of your head, a little bit of doubt or anything when it comes into these finals on the 26th of February.
There's
Yeah,
no
there's
doubt.
Knowing that
yeah.
AJ Myers is one
Yes,
of the
there's
guys that
doubt. Of course, there's doubt. He's coming up
you have
against the
no
king. Of
doubt.
course, there's doubt.
There's no doubt. I know how you are. So, and I've been watching you. I've been watching all my opponents. I don't know the mystery challenger, but that's not going to be an issue because I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I'm gonna do whatever I want, how I want, and when I want to become
Oh,
the strong heavyweight champion.
But you see, though, Smiley, that's the thing. I've changed. Since the last time me and you have been in the ring, I've changed. And nothing, and I really mean nothing, is going to stop me from walking out the heavyweight champion on the 26th.
Oh,
Yes,
you're getting them riled. You're getting them riled. Here
they
we
are.
go.
yes.
Let's see what
Mr. Odell comes up with. They haven't beat me.
they
He
pick.
put bet, but he's beat. He's put means
That
beat.
that'll be tough. That's one competitor to be tough. Size difference.
Oh, he's a
I
big
bet
man.
that's
He's a
one
big
But
competitor
man.
you guys are glad that's not in this tournament. That's one question. How would you both handle someone that size and of that caliber?
I'm taking these North Carolina fans are very expressive. I'm seeing a name here. Smiley sucks.
Smiley
Jamie
sucks.
Buss.
wannabe. He calls me. He says I sucks, but he wants to.
His smile looks a little off. He's saying. Riker for GPW champ.
That's right.
So
That is
you,
something that's upcoming this
yeah,
weekend.
I know you're a busy young man. You know, I've been around. I was over there, you know, not too long ago, and I actually will be over there in March again. You know, it's a lot of fun over that way.
Oh, it most definitely is.
You better tell them Riker and Avril Enoshima. All right, you guys are starting to text fast now. Here they go. They're going. AJ Myers is mattress king because after Riker's done, he's going to sleep. Oof.
And
Well,
AJ, that's one he can't deny because it's in the history. It's proven.
Uh-oh. There we go.
So like
Mr.
AJ's
Luke
got the Smiley,
Fury.
I've got
Look
AJ.
at all these inbreds
Ah,
on
you
my
funny.
you had
screen.
to cheat to beat me, though. That's the thing.
Who had a
You're
cheat?
going to have to get these
Uh,
guys to come on and tell us all
Both
about it
of
because
you.
I tell you, Mr. Fury, why don't you come on here one time, man? I think some people like to talk to you. That'd be a
oh yeah, I
blast.
know quite a few that'd like to talk to old Luke Fury,
Oh, right.
Mr. Advocate.
Advocate. He's
Calls
the
himself
advocate, eh?
advocate. The advocate of champions is what he likes to say, I think.
I don't know, man. Last time I advocate somebody, Mr. A.J. Myers had that go around his waist the first time I walked into North Carolina. So
That is
that's
true.
an
I
advocate,
was
buddy.
there for
That's an
that. I
advocate
saw
for
it.
you. So, Mr.
That's it.
AJ, I mean, there's a lot going on here, a lot going on that day. And I mean, people even talking, and the way they're saying is, you're going to go against Mr. Riker. So they're not actually looking at and not taking Mr. Feelgood that serious. Are you taking him not that serious, or are you actually giving him some credit and respect and taking him serious?
Well, I'm gonna say it like this: I've been training, I've been working hard to make sure that I walk out the world heavyweight champion on the 26th.
It's not gonna happen.
That's what you think, Smiley. That's what you think.
Look,
It's not gonna happen, but it's gonna happen.
look, AJ.
It's gonna be the same result, but different year. You laying on the ground and me raising the world heavyweight champion over your carcass.
Oh,
But you
that's a
gotta
strong
get
word.
past the mystery challenger first.
No
Mm.
matter who the mystery opponent is, I'm gonna let him know this now. The
At
game
least
of
I,
strike.
at least I know who my opponent is, and I research him. You don't know
Well,
your
Smiley,
opponent. He doesn't know his
But
opponent.
but this is
So
my thing. But this is
therefore,
my thing
it's
though,
going to
Smiley.
be
This
hard
is
for
my
you to
thing.
know how he is in the ring.
But this is my thing though, Smiley. Another rule of the game of strike. I always study everybody, no matter who I'm fighting. So whoever comes through the curtain, guess what? AJ's ready.
What if it's the
speaking of that,
person you never seen before? You gotta get in touch with that, man.
All right.
we also got one member of the tournament that I think they're forgetting about, and that's the Stroke and Tim Hunter. He was one of the finalists along with them two, and the mystery replacement. You know, neither one of them seemed to be too concerned about him at all.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Mr. Hunter myself. I've been over to North Carolina, and well, what about that, guys? Are you discounting this gentleman?
You
No,
know, he he's been in this business for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
He's legendary. Everybody knows him. Well, the small dog, the new dog, he's to put the old dog out for once in
Oh,
his career.
Mm. Mr. Myers, what about you? How do you feel about this?
well, like Smiley said, it's time for the new little dog to put the dog down.
Which is me, I know. Because that's
So
what's
it's
going to
still
happen
basically,
you're
in
still kind
semifinals.
of you're going cocky. You know, for a fact, I have it here. Mr. Redneck says, "I'm sorry, but cockiness already lost right off the bat from being cocky." I kind of agree with that. I mean, I think you're kind of taking Mr. Hunter a little less there. Just still AJ Stepstool. He won't win anything. That is a nice one, nice one. Odell Lowe for champion. Miss Jamelyn Smith, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Awesome.
Well,
So,
yeah, I think they gave a little discredit to the
what do
veteran
you
Stroke
think?
and Tim Hunter.
All right, let's go with Mr. Riker. What do you think Mr. Hunter's chances are?
I mean, I think Mr. Hunter's chances are as good as anyone, depending on how he comes out of his match with me tomorrow night in the Fatal 4-Way that we're in. As long as he comes out of that in one piece, I think he's got just as good a chance as these guys here. I know these guys are the future, and that's what they're trying to be out here today, and that's what they're going to be trying to prove at Revolution, is that they are the future and they are here to be noticed. So I know it's going to be good, but I think he's got just as good a chance as any of them.
I tell you what, here we go. What's this crap? The Outlaw would wipe the floor with these guys. Oh man,
Don't want to get
gentlemen,
started on that guy.
I think just as much as you're looking at Tim Hunter, kind of looking past him, pretty well, but I'm seeing some guys on here that's going. Mm-mm-mm. There's a lot of
Oh,
guys I don't
there's
think
a
you
bunch
guys are
of them.
thinking of.
There's a bunch
Mr.
of them.
Fury. Oh man, Mr. Riker and Nilshima is never going to win any title.
Yet I've held on to my championship for over a year, so I don't think I have any issues when it comes to championship matches.
And Mr. Fury, I mean that's a point, man. I mean, this is over 365 days. This is over a year. I mean, you can't deny the fact. I mean, when you hold a
Yeah,
title that long and you get that much prestige within that title, that me, I call that, ladies and gentlemen, Doc Payne's badass factor right there because he is doing the real deal. So man, congratulations,
I
achieving that
appreciate it.
fact.
Thank you.
I mean, you've been across some guys already. Now,
Yes,
is
sir.
here's a question for you personally. We'll go off the hot sheet question. In that year over year, who was that one guy that you was going? I might not walk out with this title.
I mean, I'll go ahead and be honest. He's in this room. He's right here in the chat with us right now, and that is
Mr.
the King of
AJ.
Lightning, AJ Myers. Out of everyone that I have faced, he has probably been the one that has worried me the most too. Where he's even said it, I've had to bend the rules a little bit to walk away with the win.
A little bit.
Well, maybe a lot.
So, what in his arsenal would you go? This could be a key factor.
Really, you've got to watch out for that standing enziguri and that lightning fast super kick that he's got. I've seen him hit it on so many people out of nowhere, and it's been one of them moves to where it's almost as good as Shawn Michaels himself. I think it's the more and more he continues to use it, the more he utilizes it, people will see that. It's like I said, it's almost as bad as the RKO coming out of nowhere.
And if I'm correct, Mr. AJ Myers, aren't you a second generation or third generation wrestler?
Nah.
Yeah, I thought you had an uncle that wrestled.
Oh, cousin. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
mean, well, I mean, he is much
That's
older than you.
family.
I do know who he is, and I mean, that would put you in the next gen. So you're the next generation.
Yeah.
Is there? I'm looking at Strong Championship Wrestling, and I'm gonna put it to all three, and I'll go one at a time. In Strong Championship Wrestling, is there one person that you're going? I haven't wrestled yet, but I want him in the ring, Mr. Feelgood.
That's Strong Championship Wrestling. Um, can you come back to me because I gotta think about
Fine, Mr.
that.
AJ.
Mm, one person who I haven't fought. Hmm. Lazarus Black.
That's a good one.
Nice. Mr. Riker.
I actually got a couple of them. There's there's my own brother and former tag team partner and former member of Desolation, Odell Lowe. I've always just wanted a chance to square up in the ring with him, and it seems to be one of the matches that a lot of fans would like to see too. And then there's Mark Hazard and Michael Sabal, Mr. Superstar.
Actually, I think Mr. Odell, when he was on here, I think there was a question where it brought up a subject of being around certain guys in your career where you're around them for so long. Wouldn't it be interesting to have that match to where, because you know each other so well, that's going to be a
Oh,
match. It becomes what I call the lifetime match because just
yeah,
the inner work and knowing each other so well, you know what's coming. You're predicting this guy, so that
oh,
that would be
absolutely.
quite interesting. I mean, you're actually starting to get some people going here. Here we go. All right, folks. Boy, they're really, really going now. Let's go back up here. Wow. This is actually one active group here. Thanks, guys. This is actually pretty awesome to see this. Here we go from the beginning. Mr. Riker. It's never going to. Oh,
Yeah,
we did the title one.
we read that.
Stop. Don't need Paul Blart crap. Mr. Odell, it's going to be a dark revolution. None of these guys or Hunter stand a chance. Miss Anna Stevens. Ooh, look at AJ. Oh, AJ.
Oh boy.
Hey, look like you got a little fan out there.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, when you the king, you have your people.
it's because you have not defended it against anybody. Oh, so I'm taking that might be actually going to be you, Mr. Riker, over that year.
I think that might be.
Riker was GPW YouTube champion. Luke Fury, you idiot.
That's another one. It's true there.
Mr. Jeff Ward, what? How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us.
How's it
Here's
going,
Mr.
Jeff?
Fury coming in. Oh no, not Jeff Hart. They're vicious, man. They're vicious. You're playing
Yeah.
champion. Oh, now that's a stab. He's saying you're playing it now. Oh
I'll tell
man,
you what, Luke Fury, you get any of your little advocates together, and Riker have no problem putting them to sleep.
I want to slap that believer. Now that's funny. I
I
like
think he
that.
meant Bieber there, old Smiley.
Riker has never faced Playa. Stop dodging me. Ooh. Could be interesting.
I won't lie, that's another one. It's hands down. That is, I think if the fans got worth it, Riker versus Player, I think that's another one that would sell some tickets and seats because it's been quite a few times I've been asked, when are you two going to face off? It's been one that the fans do want to see, just like they wanted to see me and Odell. He was another former member of Desolation.
Fatal 4-way. Outlaw wins.
You got to know how to do a leg drop before you beat any of us.
Oh, man. Now, I've been in the business a long time, dude. That's almost like saying if you can't do a toe hold, drop toe hold. I mean, come on now. Be honest, Odell says. Here we go. AJ's a second generation freight train. Is happy. Oh, AJ. Oh, I'm taking at your reputation since I've seen you since July. You've offended some people, haven't you? You've done a pretty good job at this.
Yeah.
Yeah, walking around with your little pinky up, and it kind of gets some people fired up at you.
Don't be scared. Put the outlaw in there. Puppy power, buddy. Dog Pain S. Riker. Why is he scary, Mr. Three Belts Jeff Hart? Want to know why he's scared?
Well, ain't nothing scared of it. Jeff's just every place we've been to. Jeff's the one that usually runs and stays on his level. He likes to talk behind a keyboard.
Hi, guys. Mr. Chris Cotton. How you doing, sir? Thank you for joining us. Hide your chickens, Mr. Richard. Tell you what, man, you guys are furious. Making arrangements as we speak, Mr. Riker.
Well,
This
I'm
could get
excited to see.
interesting, man.
I'm excited to see who he tried to pull out of his bag.
I tell you what, folks, this is heating up so well. I think that if this match pulls off, I want to get that fatal 4-way on here. Because, man, we can fit them all on here. We can get up to 10 people if we want to get dirty. So, I want that on here. We can get dirty. Come on.
Oh, most
all right.
Definitely.
Bring it on, he says. Whenever you're ready, XCW or SCW or both. He says he don't care where that show is at.
Man.
Don't be scared anytime. Here we go. Jeff Ward, your main title has a poop emoji on it. Get back to the chicken farm. I'm making arrangements, Mr. Cotner.
Can you find
Run like chickens.
Heavyweight.
Oh, man, I tell you what, for some good. Now they're slowing down. Who's Luke Fury getting Jay Eagle?
Jay Eagle or Jay Stunner, maybe. I think that's one of the guys he might have managed out. Me and Stunner have had a little bit of history together.
Do it. I ain't scared. I'll do it at Food Lion. Tell you what, y'all vicious, man. Y'all vicious. So I tell you what, AJ, when you guys go out, I mean, what's it feel like, the crowd down there, the investment they put into you, and the investment they put into with SCW? Tell people what it's going to be like going out there and how these crowds react.
Well, our shows are pretty good. We sell them out. We work very hard. That's pretty much all I have to say.
Oh, come on.
There we go.
No, man, come on. I thought I taught you better than that.
Well, hey,
You got to be telling
hey,
these
hey,
people, man,
hey,
if they
hey,
come
hey.
to
The
SCW,
people, the
dude.
people, the people in Lincoln don't like me,
Well,
and
I
that's
tell you
the
what.
simple fact is they don't want to
If they
set me
didn't like
on
you,
the king.
I accept right. If they didn't like you, there you wouldn't get a response from that
Right.
crowd. But
They
when you
wouldn't
come
even
out
care
there, they
about you,
do.
buddy.
They just won't. They just don't admit it. That's the same thing with Smiley. They try to catch themselves with you guys, but
I mean, if
I've
they're
seen
doing
it out
this
there.
when you're wrestling and not looking at your match at all, you better worry. But if they're booing you and calling your names, or if they love you, you're doing your job. So don't
Absolutely.
don't get that discouraged on that. Nobody likes me. Believe
Right.
me, if they don't like you, then they're actually going to like the fact they want to see you get beat up. See, there's
Yeah.
it plays off. It helps you
Oh
out.
yeah. Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
they like to see me get beat up. Then is that
no,
fair?
I mean, Mister Feelgood. I mean, for you, how did they react with you?
They call me Justin Bieber, and I don't like that.
Well, you
They
do look
call
like
me
Justin
Justin.
Bieber.
Y'all can laugh. Okay, at least he made a living. Okay, what have you been doing? Sitting home and baking chicken. At least he made a living singing. So
Wow.
I'd be gladly be called
See, but this is my thing. You
Justin
say I'm
Bieber
at
because
home baking
he's rich.
chicken. Yeah, but no. See, here's the thing. Here's where you misread me. I may be at home baking chicken, but I'm also training to become the SCW heavyweight champion on the 26th.
Nah,
Plain and
Speaking of
simple.
that,
I've
you're
been
so
working
funny.
on
You're so funny.
I just would go ahead and show it to everybody and go ahead and remind them that this is what you guys are fighting for.
Remind
Okay,
them
Nice.
just for everyone to see. So I
that's going to
just,
be mine.
how does that? You know what I'm
That
saying?
thing
This
is
is the prize that
beautiful.
you guys
Beautiful.
appreciate it.
That's
Oh,
You
I
gonna.
know,
love
this
it,
is what you
man.
guys are fighting
it's
for.
fit. It's very fit
Ooh,
for a king.
gorgeous belt. Gorgeous belt.
Thank you.
Mr.
Does
Feelgood,
that?
I hate to do this to you, but I've never actually thought I'd hear somebody actually kind of try to own anything involving Bieber in my lifetime. And I'm an old timer. So I'm kind of going to have a hook on you and look at the fact that if you beat Mr. Myers, are you going to jump up at the count of three and sing "Baby, Baby, Baby" when you win?
No, I'm not. Oh my
Well,
Was it
yeah,
god.
going to be one of them things?
it's not gonna happen. He's not gonna beat me.
Is going to be the
you,
headline? Justin Bieber beats the King of Lightning.
you better
Is that
not.
what
You
we're
better
going?
not worry. Look, AJ, you better not worry about me. You better worry about your partner, your opponent, mystery opponent
I worry
first.
about my mystery opponent when you learn how to talk.
Man, I can just
Well,
see the
Mr. Kane,
headlines.
That's funny.
You win that belt, man. That's going to be hashtag Bieber and professional wrestling wins title. That's that's going to be
it's
amazing.
going to blow up. It is.
Yeah,
It's going to blow up. It'll put Mr. Feelgood on a whole nother level.
you going to
Oh,
be popular. Back to the
AJ. With that
show,
being
Mr.
said,
Rodell says. He says back to the show. I'm taking he's not a fan of you. Pretty good if you
um,
want the best, get the outlaw. Of course, you're going to say the outlaw. James Robert, he's a loser and jealous. I have the three belts. What belts
well,
are those?
I think it's a $5, $10, and I'm not
You
sure on what the
guys
third
need
belt is
shoebox
yet.
sour.
Shoebox sour.
You guys are funny, funny, funny. Let's see what's going on here. Anyone wondering why Doc Panda's wearing a jacket inside a nice house? EBT budget. Come on, man. It's called green screen, man. Leave me alone. But wait till I get up north, then you're going to be seeing a live audience, and I'm going to be like, how you liking me now? So that's all good.
Oh,
In July, we
there you
blow
go.
up.
There you go. Most
Oh, Mr.
definitely.
Richard Boohoo, I don't like any of you.
That's
Mr.
okay. We
Emoji
never
Man,
liked you either.
putting crying. There
We
we
didn't
go.
even ask for your opinion, anyways.
Put them
Exactly.
on here with these pansies. Oh
Once
man,
again, coming from a guy
we've
that can't do a
invited you
leg
guys
drop.
on. Come on, man, because that's one of the things when I hit you up about Strong Championship Wrestling is, I want people to to learn that there's guys out there and women that represent today. You
Yeah.
turn on TV. You see the same thing over and over, and it's a repeated process. There's
And I
such
think that's
good,
another
fresh
thing.
talent in the independent. Where do you
Oh, that
see
absolutely is.
SCW in a year?
Hopefully, I mean, this is the goal. I'm hoping for SCW within a year to at least be on the level of PWX and be there with Premier Wrestling. I've talked to some of the guys that work out there and everything, and have gotten advice from some of their guys on how to do certain things and how to promote or advertise certain things to try to
Right.
make this connection and get the fans in there. And like I said, hopefully within a year, as long as everything continues the way we are, I've got guys like AJ and Smiley um, that are there and they're putting forth their effort. They're all, I could see us being on that level and continue to progress. And that's definitely the goal is to get there within a year. I
Right,
think
right, right.
as we come through this second show, we'll really show that. And it'll definitely help out, and it'll show that we are here, we are trying to make a statement, and we're trying to be a little different than most of these other promotions and change some things for the better, not for the worse. And I think that's why we've got a lot of people that have gotten behind us in the recent weeks and recent months, is because they see that we're out there trying to make a change, and these guys are out there putting forth the effort that they need to do, and they're reaching out to these communities, they're trying to give back, we're trying to help keep teenagers off the street. Any of these boys and girl clubs, they need help with stuff, we're there, and to be in a support for them.
Right. Getting involved in the community, that's one of the things I like. For a fact, almost pulled it right out of my ear. I do have a picture right
Yes.
here. This to me right here. Where's this at? What's going on
Uh,
here? I see the belt in the air.
yeah, this is the end of the night. We had just finished up with the show, and we had a few fans that had came out there that we had talked to that reserved some seats and had reserved some time. They wanted to get in the ring. That's right there in Lincolnton at New Beginning, and just get a few pictures done with some of the guys. I think Black Society, we even had them out there taking a few pictures, and it's
There's
just
a good
one of
one.
them.
There's
Yeah,
one
that
of
one
my
there.
favorite ones. It shows both of you here, and it's showing a youth, and that's one of my favorite things. You guys do take a lot of time to go out and get to meet with everybody after the shows or prior.
Yes, sir. We try to do it during intermission. We try to do it a little bit before the show. We try to give them something to entertain them during intermission, because a lot of times, you've got kids, they'll get bored just sitting around waiting. Or you got people that, they get bored during intermission just sitting. So we try to interact with them there. And then at the end of the night, we try to do something with them at the end. So that way, no matter what, even if their favorite person didn't win at the end of the night, they can still go home on a positive note. Be like, well, I was able to get in the ring and I was able to still meet some of my favorite guys and get some pictures done. And we're not charging them to do any of that. It's just, hey, you're here. You want to get in the ring with us? Let's do this and show you guys that we do care about y'all. We appreciate each and every fan that comes out and shows support to us.
I'm sitting here and I see Mr. Feelgood and Mr. Myers. Two young guys, two young lions, and some of the pictures that I coming across and some pictures I have actually went and had you send me. There's one that stands out right here.
Uh, yeah, that one there was the night that I won the championship. We did it was a triple threat ladder match between me, AJ Myers, and Mark Hazard. And that was actually my uncle, who is a former wrestler. He used to be known as Johnny Buzzsaw. He wrestled a lot for Dirty South Championship Wrestling in Supply, North Carolina. Him and Andy Aries, that was probably one of his biggest rivals back in the day.
Right.
And that was the night I'd won it. He had a career-ending injury and had to get metal rods put in his back. So it was the night she had won her championship, and literally 30 minutes later, I walked away winning my championship for the first time. So it was just a big moment for him and a few other people there. And, I mean, you could tell it from the picture. He's grinning ear to ear as he's sitting there with us.
I mean, even with her. Now, what belt was she holding up in this?
That's the SCW's Women's Championship. She was the inaugural. There's actually a funny story with her. They had two women that were going to compete in the match to start with, and both women backed out due to personal issues. So it was kind of, she was in training, and the promoter was like, I'm going to need you to fill in this spot, and, you're marketable, so I'm just put the belt on you. So she had maybe 2 to 3 weeks of training going into the match, and she did about a 3 to 5 minute match, and it was her first match ever. And she walked away winning that belt, and she came back to the locker room, and she was about to have a panic attack. She was like, "I can't breathe." And there was people out there. Don't you ever put me in that situation
Well, we're
again?
going to have to get her on here, man. I'd like to actually introduce everybody to her. I mean, I think everybody would enjoy her style, how aggressive
Yeah.
she is in the ring. I think they'd be very
Uh,
surprised. I've had the honor to go back and see some footage, so I'm very impressed. Um,
yeah,
I think you
she's probably
guys
got more
are.
potential than I ever had.
Is the Outlaw by chance involved this upcoming show you guys have that we showed earlier?
No, sir, it's
This
not.
tournament?
Um,
I mean, this guy
no,
is
sir.
actually out here. I mean, he's like wanting to come on here and say some things to y'all. I mean, he's like, invite him on. I mean, he's like, face the outlaw. Here he is. Do the community favor, face the outlaw. Try
Outlaw
wrestling.
is
It kills
Outlaw
me
is
we have a
a
roster full of talent and doesn't promote the show that they're on. How to hide from the outlaw?
uh,
You're doing great.
Outlaw is a former worker for GPW. He used to be a manager, I think, for Jailbird. It was, and maybe a few other people, and then he became a worker at GPW. He's been around for a little bit. Um,
So y'all have some trails, and you guys have crossed some lines across in North Carolina. I can tell because I do
yeah,
know GPW, I do know Titan, I do know the whole
yeah,
community down there, and there are some workers due to the virus that kind of got into a circle of the territory too.
oh
And
yeah, absolutely.
I've been
Um,
honored to go see a lot of shows. I was honored to go down there and do a show with GPW, and that's where I got to work with Mr. AJ Myers, and it was Luke Christian at the time with him as a tag team
yeah,
partner.
Rockin' Lightning Inc. I remember that.
Yeah. I've told Mr. Luke Christian, come on, I see you guys battling on social media all the time, but Mr. Feelgood, you know what? I do have a question. There's a question that popped up on the hot sheet, and I think because there was a cockiness that come from you, they wanted to know: have you ever tasted gold in your career?
Oh, most definitely. I won the GPW Cruiserweight title, and then my first year of wrestling, I won the Heritage title. Well, it was called the Dilly Gaff at that time at Underground Independent Wrestling. And then technically, I was a tag team champion with the 5 Star District, if you remember them. And
So you have
wow.
so you do have that experience. We look at Mr. Riker. This gentleman's holding over a year. I mean, what an accomplishment, Mr. AJ Myers.
Yes,
Now
sir.
you are in this tournament and you do want the belt. How important is this to you personally in your career?
Because I deserve it. I'm the
What
king.
makes you deserve it?
What makes me deserve it? I'm your king. There, like, you don't need anything else. I'm your king, and I'm going to prove why I'm the king on the 26th. I let my actions speak louder than my words.
So I think this is basically a must-win for AJ Myers.
Yeah,
Really
I
tough
mean,
words there, bud.
I'll put it to Mr. Riker. I mean, for SCW, it's important who represents the titles.
Oh, it most definitely is.
Do you think? I mean, with he deserves it. With he's the king. Do you think he would be the face, the person that would truly represent the titles?
Despite his new attitude and his new outlook on the business and his new outlook on his career and everything, um, yeah, I do think AJ would be a good face. I know a lot of people would, they like to discredit him for his size. But if you look down to it, at the end of the day, AJ Myers has probably been one of the ultimate underdogs through his entire career. So I can kind of understand a little bit on why this new attitude has taken over with him. And I think as long as he goes out there and he backs up everything that he says, I think he'd be perfect fit and be a good face for the company. It's the same way with Smiley Feelgood. I feel if either one of them were to walk away on the 26th next Friday as the champion, I think both of them would fit in perfect as being the face of the company because both of them have a lot that they bring. Um, and that's the good thing about it. And that's the good thing about everybody that's in the semifinals. Each person, even down to the legendary Stroke and Tim Hunter, with his experience and everything that he has on his side,
Right.
there's something that each one of them, including the mystery person, they all have something that would fit them in perfect as the face of SCW.
Now, are they going to find out that day, or is this
Yes,
something that might come up prior?
they will find out the day of the show. I will have the general manager pull all the finalists out into the ring, let them address the fans, and they will meet their mystery replacement that day right there.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we are 0 for 2. This is the second time getting a show coming on. There's a mystery partner out there, and we still haven't gotten the exclusive of who is it. So, people, we're going to keep swinging. I tell you what, we're going to keep very
Well,
close track on this because
I
I'm
can
kind of interested. Because
I
I
can
mean,
drop
you're not
some
taking
hints.
Mr. Hunter. AJ's kind of kicking back and not even looking at Tim. Mr. Hunter, I do know he's been around. He's a veteran. Smiley feel good. He's
Oh,
not taking him serious, and then
Oh
you got
no
a
no no
mystery
no no no
partner.
no
Then
no
you got
no
a
no.
mystery on
I'm
top
not
of this.
I'm not taking Tim lightly.
Now you
I'm
guys
not
ain't
Oh
taking
said
my
him
much
lightly at
goodness.
about him.
all.
it's
I
just
mean,
confidence, right?
yeah. I mean, I deserve it. And I mean, Outlaw man, geez, I think y'all got this guy fired up, man. The
He's our
Outlaw has
fan.
beaten
He's
the
our biggest
King. I
fanboy.
would beat him, any of them. Bring it on. But hell, he wrote the
Indeed,
book.
sir.
I feel like the show isn't over until the last fan leaves the building because you never know what someone had to do to sacrifice to bring their kid to the show. You never know what someone is going through at home or when what them coming to the show got them away from. I agree with
Oh,
that.
he's absolutely right. He's
Yeah,
absolutely, and that's another reason why I think a lot of people is because, like I said, it goes back to even after the show's done, we still try to do something with the fans on their way out the door, and because he's right, you don't know what people's going through at home, especially
right.
in today's society with what's going on all out there in the world. It's crazy.
I
Um,
mean, it's, when you guys go out there, I mean, one of the things I want people to keep in mind, you go into a show and you're in front of a live audience, and this live audience is people of every different type and of all kinds and the whole deal. You
no, yeah.
just see fans. You're hearing screams and people shouting for you. There is no divisionary because in this business, at that moment when that bell rings, man, that's one huge family. It
Yep.
becomes the circus, and it's just awesome when you can get them
Oh,
in
yeah,
invest
absolutely.
like that. Oh, it's really awesome. I'll
Well,
actually put it.
that's
Here's a hot sheet question: have you ever had, and this would be all three, and we're going to do one at a time. Have you ever had a fan make you actually get emotional? Mr. Riker.
I've Yeah, I've had it a few times. I've had some people with disabilities that have come up to me after shows, walking, and for me, 9 times out of 10, I mean, most places I go, I'm a heel, and
Right.
I've had a few of them that you can tell that there's some, they're a little off or there's something wrong, and just seeing them get emotional just for the fact that they still, whether I'm the bad guy or good guy, I'm still getting in that ring, and it doesn't matter that I'm not on TV or anything.
Right.
They're there for me and I'm their hero at that moment. And I've had a few of them that have just cried just being able to meet me after the show.
Right.
And that's kind of been one of the things where I'm like, I've still got to kind of try to be a jerk, but not too much of a jerk. Don't break down and start crying with them or something. Um, and then I've also had those fans that have really they've believed into what we're doing, or when I call myself the savior. Odell Lowe and James Roberts in the chat can back it up. We've had the crowd that they've tried to spit on us because they
Right.
believe we're really out there trying to hurt whoever we're in the ring with, or
Yeah,
we're that big of jerks.
keep that in mind, guys. Mr. Feelgood, Mr. Myers, when he says they try to spit on him, but I tell you what, when you say you actually want to get real big in your life and in your career, I've had gentlemen that come on here and said when they went to Puerto Rico to do matches, they throw urine on you. And I'm talking about they will
Yeah.
actually pee in the cup, squat down, and when they're coming out, here comes the shower. And I'm
I
like,
don't
and it was
think
two
I can
different
stay
generations
professional.
that told the same story. And I'm like, what's wrong with
Wow.
So you're having it good with spit, but right now with the
Yeah.
virus, I've seen some shows in the past where I thought like, man, almost the talent and the fans almost they got too close. There was too much of an
Yeah.
emotion going on, and that's one of the
Yeah.
things that I'm hoping seeing get controlled. You know, with you, Mr. Myers, with you being young, what was the inspiration for you to even chase this business? You see a gentleman like Mr. Riker. I know he's a little bit older than you. What inspired you? What got you kicked into this?
So like, what got me kicked into like wrestling in
Yeah.
general? I was about maybe 4 or 5. I was getting home from school, and I left my cousin's house, and he let me borrow the WWF Royal Rumble 2000 tape, and instantly I put it in, and it was on Cactus Jack versus Triple H Street Fight, and instantly there I was hooked.
Good club.
So
Mr.
that
Fugate, same question.
I grew up watching, uh, with actually you probably know him, Jack Morgan. That still can't stand that guy, even though that's my half brother. But I grew up he always watching wrestling, so I grew up watching it, and I fell in love with DX, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. Every time I go to a doctor's office, I would be like, I'm gonna do a Shawn Michael kick on doctors. I'm gonna do a pedigree on doctors, and I got suspended doing the suck it, basically the crotch chop.
Yeah. I mean, remember that,
Clearly
it
was
did
a
cross
big
over to be
thing.
PG. I
But
mean, you look at TV; it does restrict professional wrestling right now. They're not allowed to do certain motions or actions right now. So I could see you getting suspended. Jack Morgan,
But
ha 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 ha. He
but
comes off with, boy, you're vicious tonight, there, buddy. You're
but
just so vicious. So, Mr. Riker, if you go back to
just
when you first thought, I want to do this professional wrestling, who was that guy? What was that thing that made that kid come out? Because you do have to be a kid, guys, and
oh
everybody out there
yeah.
watching. To be in this business, there's a little kid that exists you and you 24/7. So, who popped
I
you?
I was back. I'm gonna go. I mean, not too old with it, but it's back when Sting was first around. He was in the American clothes, the little half face paint and everything he
Right.
was doing. Just come out there full of energy. It was a lot of his watching his matches, and then as later on, it was Diamond Dallas Page, and just trying to imitate what them guys are doing in the living room and get in trouble because I'm breaking stuff. And then another thing was when my uncle turned about 18. That's when he had started wrestling, and so it was just like, to me, it's, oh, I get to watch these guys on TV, and then I get to see him go out there, and he gets to go out here and do what Sting's doing. And it's just, I mean, Sting was probably the big thing of that. I wanted to be in it because I wanted to be like him.
Now, how
And
old were
Diamond
you
Dallas
when
Page the
he
same way.
started? How old were you at the time?
I was probably about 6 years old, somewhere in there, and
You don't
just
mind
tried to emulate him. What's that?
who's your uncle?
His name is Jonathan Hewitt, and he was Johnny the Buzzsaw back in
I
the
know the
early
name.
2000s.
That coming out, with a lot of the southern, guys coming out of the south. Very
Yeah,
familiar with the name, and you're talking a guy that was a hard worker. I mean,
yeah,
it was he. Did he help and influence in your training as well?
absolutely. Yeah, he was a big part of it. Even to this day, he'll go back and he'll watch matches that get put on me on YouTube, and doesn't matter how well I think I've done, or doesn't matter how well someone else thinks I've done. He's always got something that I could do better on, and he's always there to try and guide and be like, this, you need to work on this in the ring. You need to get this down. He's been a major influence, and another big supporter of everything. I hate that his career had to end. Just like I said earlier in the interview, he had injured his back, has metal rods in his back now, but he's still heavily a part of it and a big influence.
Right. Believe me, I know what it's
He's
like to have those surgeries. Now, when I was sitting there looking at some of your footage and studying some of your stuff, I'm not only seeing the influence of Sting, but at the same time, I'm seeing a little bit of movie influence as well. Like characters, The Crow, that happened to be a
Yeah,
favorite movie of yours. A
yeah,
little bit
that's
of the Joker Riddler, kind of a little feel into you.
yeah.
So I'm getting a little bit of taste of these different influences, and you took something and generated it and made it your own.
Or
For
try to, or
AJ
at least try my
Myers,
best to.
all right. For you guys being younger, he's actually not just taken what he has, but he's taken the championship with it and prestiged who he is into that title. With you being so young, do you see being on that same track? That same spice into what you're taking, you get killed, AJ, with the Burger King thing. Then we got the Bieber thing. I mean, you got some little bit of twist going on here. Where do you see how of getting out of that mold? Are you okay with being referred to as Burger King? Are you referred as the professional wrestling Bieber? I mean, does this bother you or not?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it definitely
What are
bothers
you
me.
going to do? But my question is, what are you going to do to get out of that mode? What are you going to do to get out of that shadow? I'm going, no, I'm not.
I gotta cut my hair. I'm just kidding.
Maybe
That's
that ought
all
to be a
joke.
match rule right there. We'll have to throw that at Mr. Riker. Let's tell the fans. Let's have him get a hold of Mr. Riker and demand to have you be in a hair match. That'd be great. I'd
Yeah, hair
actually want to
versus
see that
hair.
Yeah,
myself.
Smiley does need a haircut.
That would
Hey,
be.
I'm really like, I'm really like, I'm really like confident. Like, I love my hair, so like, yeah, I had a bet one time, and it was actually me and Kate Seidel. We we was doing this thing for 2K, and it was like hair for hair match, and I lost unfortunately, and I was like, I don't think I want to do this, so I gave him $20.
If
But
they don't mind, I could. I think I could
right.
help them out a little bit with what you're asking.
but
Um, Basically, I think for Smiley and for AJ, the whole Justin Bieber thing, the whole Burger King thing, the stuff that they still get from people with that, I'd say come Friday, when we go back to SCW's Revolution, they'll see and they'll be able to see these guys on a spotlight that they haven't been able to see. And I think they'll be able to put a lot of them people to rest and a lot of it saying it. So when AJ comes out and says he's the king of lightning after the revolution, that'll be more credit to it. Same thing with Smiley Feelgood. He's coming out there. Yeah, they want to say he's Justin Bieber for his hair. But I think after they see what these guys got, they leave it in the ring during this tournament. I think a lot of that'll change because I think they'll be able to finally get out there and show everyone what they're fully capable of and what their intentions are in this business, and they'll be able to get people to recognize that this is the future,
Right
and they are the
now, how do
future
you
of
feel
this.
about hearing that? Feel good,
it feels great, man. Um,
AJ?
It feels amazing. The fact of the matter is, though, the 26, they're gonna have no choice but to call me their king.
Mm.
Point
I mean,
blank.
you're pretty
Period.
confident. I'll give you that. I'll give you
he's
that.
pretty
We will
confident.
He's
be getting
very
in
confident.
contact with Mr. Riker to find out the results because I will be letting
Heck,
everybody know who won per fact. And whoever wins, I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to invite the winner back. Whoever has that title, I want you to come on and show us you won that. So, in fact, I tell you
Oh
what,
yeah,
AJ, if you win, I
Mhm.
want you to come on here and I'll say, you're my king.
that's a good one.
All
I
right,
think
I'll be
I
back.
took you out to the tag titles. I'll admit to you, you get that title. I'll give you
and
that.
Smiley, if you win, we'll stop calling you Justin Bieber.
No, no, that's a lie. That's a lie.
you see, you're saying, "Oh, AJ, what about me, Doc Payne? Come on."
All right,
He
Mr.
does have
Feelgood, we'll give you this. I'm such a fan. This is what I'll do to you. I'll give you a bet. You win that title. Come on here, dude. I'll tell everybody to never call you Bieber again. Other hand, flip side. If you lose, I want you to come on here and you have to sing a Justin Bieber song.
That's a good one.
Yeah, buddy, that'd be fun.
I think as management with SCW, I think we're going to have to incline him to do that one. I think
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
if he loses and he doesn't keep to his word and it ends up being AJ Myers or Tim Hunter or this mystery opponent that's entered, I think him coming on here, I think everybody, even in the
Would
comments
love to
section,
see
blow
that.
it up right now. Want to see Smiley Feel Good come on here and sing a Justin Bieber song.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I,
That'd be
I
fun.
think
Now, on that show, who else are we looking at here? I mean, we got the tournament going on. You got anything tag team? What's up? What else is
oh,
spicing up in this?
well, we've got, speaking of the tag team, we've got one, like I said, I've said it on the Scott Larson show. I've said it from day one when I've got these guys agreed to come out and work for us. Black Society, our new SCW
Yes.
tag team champions. They are one of the top tag teams. In my eyes, they're one of the top, and they've been one of the most underrated. And for 2021, I think this is truly a year everyone will have to watch out for them. And they showed that January 9th at A New Beginning when they walked away with the tag team championships, and that building erupted for them guys
Right.
nonstop through the entire match.
Well,
And
honestly,
it'll be
wouldn't
And the
you agree?
crowd goes
Actually, I think since
nonstop
this
also.
past summer, they've really taken off in the South, North
they
Carolina,
they
man,
absolutely
capturing
have.
it. I mean,
They
they're
they
on
absolutely have.
fire.
They're one of the teams that have came in, and they're going to make everything their own. And even if it's something that they don't agree with, they figure a way to make things work. And there's some things that you're just like, how did you guys pull it off? And it just
Right.
comes down to they're not going to be told no, and they're not going to be unsuccessful. They're going to do everything in their power to be successful. And just they showed it by becoming the SCW tag champs. And that
Now,
being said, on the other side, we've got Perfect Storm,
that's what I wanted
who
to
is,
know.
yeah, they're just as hungry as Black Society. They're another team that's been around probably just as long as them guys. And, everywhere I've seen them guys go, they have torn the house down. I've never seen two guys, other than probably myself or these two right here in the chat with us,
Right.
piss a crowd off so much. I mean, the last show, the crowd was singing goodbye to them and wanting them to leave the building, like did not care. And they know how to get the crowd into it, and they are one heck of a team. They in my eyes, they're on the same level as Black Society, and come on the Revolution, this tag team title match between these four guys, it's probably going to end up being one of the candidates for match of the night, just with how much heart all four guys put
Right.
into their matches and leave into that ring.
Knowing
Um,
their work, that's going to be very high impact. There's a lot
oh
of
yeah,
power. There's a lot of big moves involved in that. What else you got going for on
absolutely.
that? Who else is? What else is going on in this?
Um, we'll actually have me taking on an up and comer, Devin Reed. I've had some issues with him on GPW. I've had issues with his brother Logan Storm, and me and him are actually going to kick the show off for the junior heavyweight championship. And like I said, he's relatively, he's been, I think, maybe going on a little over a year now, maybe two. He's that bright guy. He's very talented for everything that he does. Even Smiley Feelgood's had a little bit of history with him over the recent weeks.
I still do.
So
And
and
who got the
he
best
shows a
end of
lot of
that?
promise. So far,
Oh, I'll
Smiley
show
has.
you. I'll
Smiley,
show
as a matter
you,
of fact,
definitely.
yeah, we'll go ahead and let Smiley show what he recently just beat Devin Reed for.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Show us what you got. What you got, brother?
Oh, man.
So you've been
This
hiding
bad
it. You've
boy.
been hiding it.
The
Let us see. Oh
Carolinas.
man, that is actually a beautiful belt, man. You know what? That's
It
two
is.
belts. Now you looking at AJ? Do you have anything that SCW wise to pull up there, or
Ooh.
are you empty right now?
After the 26th, I have something to show.
All right, all right. And we didn't even get a comment on that, man. They're actually leaving you alone right now, AJ. You got nice and cold with them. So yeah, that's a nice looking belt, man. I'm telling you. So There's 2 belts
Oh
on the
yeah.
line here. This is going to be an action-packed night. Now, what is the address of this show?
This show's address will be 634 Center Drive in Lincolnton, North Carolina. It'll be the same exact place to where we had our first show, A New Beginning, back in January 9th. We figured it'd be a good treat, to finish our tournament up where we started it, and let everyone out there be able to see the conclusion of this tournament, and to see who's going to walk away the tag team champions, to see who's going to walk away our heavyweight champion, and to see if possibly the new up and comer Devin Reed will be able to end the year-long title reign that I've had. And in case he doesn't, and even in case he does, we also will be having a little battle royale for the next #1 contender to the junior heavyweight championship that night as well. So, there's big things going, and the guys on that flyer right there, our semifinalists, AJ, Smiley, even our mystery opponent that's not on there. It's no doubt in my mind, them guys, you guys will be in for a treat. You come out there Friday, February 26th, 634 Center Drive in Lincolnton. It's going to be a heck of a show.
All right, remember, folks, man, as we see right here, mask required. Make sure you help everybody, help protect everybody there. Tickets are $10. Bell time, the doors open at 5:30. Bell time 6:30. And like you said, opening match, man, going to be crazy. So that's going to be a big show. That's actually killer right there. That's going to be exciting to see. So guys, I thank you so much for coming on. This was awesome. We got to get back with you, Mr. Riker. We have got to get the young lady on here and introduce her to everybody.
Yes.
We to let her know that we got to get her on. Tell her that Doc Panda just wants to show everybody what a talent she is. She is a future in this business, because we're going to be seeing big things from both of you. I guarantee it. As well as these 2 gentlemen down here, Mr. Feelgood, Mr. Myers. I thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck in your match, Mr. Feelgood. Remember, nice little deal with you, dude. I'll make you a great deal. Mr. Myers, it was an honor working with you in the past. It was an honor bringing a belt around your waist. So I'm hoping on that night everything goes great. Mr. Riker spoke highly of you. So and it looks like he actually did do a little bulking up. And yes, they do underestimate you. But remember, they don't call Rey Mysterio a legend killer for nothing, because that man's put some big boys down in his career.
Underestimate me.
So, don't let people tell you anything. That's why I like, as my grandma told me, TNT comes in little packages, so you don't go messing. So, folks, thank you for joining us so much, Mr. Riker. Thank you, man. Strong Championship Wrestling. Check it out. Now, you guys got a Facebook or YouTube?
We have. I believe every one of them have their YouTube on there. Go ahead, Smiley. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we do. We do have a Strong Championship page, don't we, on YouTube?
Yeah, we have a Strong Championship page on YouTube. We have it on Facebook. You can follow us also on Avril Inoshima's TikTok, which is it's at Avril Inoshima. So you can just type that into TikTok and you can find it. And then she's also got the Live Me, which is what we've been using to go on live on some of the shows. Like I said, we hope to see everybody out there this Friday, or this coming up Friday on the 26th. If they don't have masks, we'll have masks out there for everybody.
Awesome.
Yeah, I plan on giving everybody, like I said, a great show out there. They might have trouble tracking down Justin Bieber out there until the time of his match, because he's a little scared of catching COVID out there, which I don't blame him.
I don't blame him, but
man.
I think the crowd's going to take care of you, Mr. Feelgood. I think that, they're looking for some big things to happen that night, and I think it's going to be a great, exciting show. Guys, good luck in your matches. Mr. Riker, we will get back with you. Strong Championship Wrestling is welcome to come back anytime, guys. And ladies and gentlemen, we will follow up with them and find out what happened. And we will get some aftermath little programs going on with them. And let's see what we can do. So, guys, thank you so much. Everybody else, take care of each other. Look out for one another. And have a great night.